Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our annual Westside Awards. I'm Dan Austin, owner of Peel and Press in the Morgan Junction, and your West Seattle Chamber Board Chair for 2021. Thank you for joining us virtually. We obviously wish we could be doing this in person. Our Special Events Committee has done amazing work to make this engaging and meaningful virtual event a reality. I hope you've had a chance to network a bit with other Chamber members prior to the start of the program. We will open those tables back up after our presentation, so if you can, please stick around more for networking and a chance to meet with some of our nominees and our winners. In 2007, the Chamber started with just one award, the Business of the Year. Shout out to Avalon Glass, our very first recipient. We expanded to 4 categories and our celebration breakfast in 2010, and we have held that event every year since, until the arrival of a global pandemic. This has always been a highly anticipated and well-attended event. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't need to spend a lot of time rehashing the impacts that 2020 has had and will continue to have on many of us personally and professionally. They are profound. Many of our Chamber members and other local businesses have fought this far with grit and determination. They've weathered the storm of the last year and continue to do so today. We need to continue supporting each other, and our fellow West Seattle businesses has never been more urgent. Even as we move forward with a June 30th reopening, we need to remember that many of our businesses took a lot of debt on to make it this far. Making it through the pandemic is just the first step of a much longer recovery. This will take years for some businesses to recover fully, and we need to be very intentional with our support and our spending. I'd like to thank the Special Events Committee and everyone working behind the scenes that helped roll out this online version of our annual event, which is a great way to reconnect and continue networking. But perhaps most importantly, it helps us give back directly to some of the businesses hit the hardest, our restaurants. So please, each of you attending, don't forget to use that gift card you received when you registered and show our businesses we care. Now, you may have noticed that this virtual event looks a lot different than others we have hosted this year. That's thanks to West Seattle Chamber member and Westside Guardian sponsor, Live Oak Audio Visual. We are broadcasting this event. Woo! We are broadcasting this event from their beautiful live stream studio in South Park. Now, I'd like to take a moment to introduce the newest addition of the West Seattle Chamber team, Whitney Moore, our new Executive Director.
Thanks, Dan. I just want to say how excited I am to be a part of the West Seattle Chamber. When I moved here 4 years ago, I was struck by the strong community support. West Seattle has always stood apart, now more than ever with the bridge situation, I think, which makes people support each other more than other communities. And speaking of support, I want to thank all of our sponsors that have made this event possible. Without them, we would not be able to host networking events like our luncheons, after hours, and our special events like this one. These members deserve a big round of applause for their support. Our presenting sponsor for today's event is Nucor Steel, and here's a special message from Chamber Board member Ken Bowden.
Hello and good morning. My name is Ken Bowden, and I work with Nucor Steel. Our facility here in West Seattle is very proud to be this year's presenting sponsor of the Westsider of the Year event. There will be a video showing the ins and outs of what we do here at our facility in West Seattle. You'll hear from our general manager, who is a third-generation steelmaker, and various other Nucor teammates. Again, want to say thank you for letting us be part of the neighborhood, a part of what we are here in West Seattle, and thank you again for letting us be your presenting sponsor. Have a great day. Hello and good morning. My name is Ken Bowden, and I work with
At Nucor, we make steel.
At this facility, anything that someone throws away that will stick to a magnet is the raw material that we produce new steel from. Old cars, appliances, soup cans, that is the material that we use to produce new steel products that are used to support the foundations of the Pacific Northwest.
In Seattle, we're tearing down sections of the viaduct and we're bringing the steel from there, recycling it, and producing the steel for the tunnel.
Whether you're going to a game at CenturyLink Field or you're at Husky Stadium or you're crossing the 520 bridge, you're being impacted by the steel that comes out of this plant, and that connects us.
There are two different ways you can make steel. You can make it from virgin materials, or you can make it from recycled scrap. It's 5 to 10 times more efficient to make steel from recycled materials. Also, just the act of recycling keeps things out of the landfill. This facility has the ability to process over 500,000 shredded automobiles in a single year.
The facility started producing steel in 1905, so it's been in operation over 110 years.
We started recycling before it was cool to recycle. And we built this into our process because it's efficient and it's an environmentally responsible way to make steel.
Take the scrap, we melt it down, and we make steel out of it.
It's important to me for my family that we are environmentally responsible at this company. I really like the fact that our steel comes from recycled product. It doesn't get any more green than being 100% recycled.
If we didn't produce the steel here, that steel would be produced elsewhere in an area with much lower environmental standards.
I've worked here for 30 years, and Nucor Steel's by far been the best place I've ever worked. My brother currently works here. He's been here about 35 years. I have 3 children. Nucor's provided, me and my family a lot of great things. I feel very fortunate to be here.
I'm a crane tender. I direct the cranes. My other half works here. He is an electrician. We're expecting a baby in a few months. It means a lot to us that Nucor is a safe place for the environment.
I've been here for 16 years. It's been a very good place to raise a family. I have 3 kids and 4 grandkids. This business has been very good for me and my family throughout the time I've been here.
My grandfather started in this facility in the late 1920s. My father started in 1946, right after the end of World War II. I came here in 1987.
Most people that come through here from Seattle don't even know there's a steel mill in their backyard, which tells me that we're doing things the right way because we don't have any noise complaints. We don't have visible emissions. We're doing things the right way. We make the steel that impacts your life and impacts my life as a neighbor in the community, and that's important to us here at Nucor Steel.
Thanks, Whitney. Now let's get started with our awards. Our first category is Business of the Year, and this year's winner is a Lair gift shop. Here's a little video about this amazing business.
We got the call that we were nominated for Business of the Year, and it didn't even occur to me that, that was possible. This year was crazy, and so many people in this neighborhood did so many amazing things, and it felt more like teamwork, for the whole neighborhood and all local business in general for this whole year. So when I got the call that we won, I just went quiet and then started crying.
I am 0% shocked that Alair won West Seattle Business of the Year. It's just, this last year, Shandon proved that being a small business in a community is more than just running your business, taking people's money, and selling them a product. She truly ingrained herself in the West Seattle community and beyond.
Lair is such a pillar of the community. It's such a happy place for so many people, and they come in because they need a smile, they need a laugh. It's just about congregating and having a good time and getting to know each other.
Lair to me has never been just a store. It's been where I've been able to support amazing small businesses while supporting another small business. Anything you need to buy for anyone on your list, no matter the holiday, all of it is here at Alair.
The West Seattle community is amazing. That was always what gave me that breath to keep going, was seeing the things that people were doing for each other. When we first shut down, everybody thought it was going to be for a week or 2. The sheer amount of things to keep up with what was going on in the world, but then also trying to figure out shipping, trying to get everything online. And we were really struggling to figure out how to keep the business open, and then how to keep it open in a way that we felt like we came out the other end proud of what we did.
So when we shut down, we realized that we didn't have a whole lot of stuff online, and she and I took all 4,000 plus SKUs and hand entered them one by one into our new system. We did curbside pickup and local deliveries as soon as we could.
I had been wanting to do a subscription box for a long time. We had the box designed. while we were working on the website, we started doing like a relax box. There was a stay-at-home box. People in West Seattle just started sending me messages saying like, hey, I would love to get out of the house. Like, can I volunteer to do local deliveries? We had this list of people and we would call and be like, who's available today? And people stepped up and were taking local deliveries for us and not wanting, I would offer gift cards or something in return. Nobody wanted anything back. They just wanted to help and to be able to get out of the house. That stuff is really special. And West Seattle is just such a cool place to be because of that. When we opened the store, I wanted to do a lot of local, a lot of female-owned companies, minority-owned companies, companies that give back in some way. But the makers were having a problem this year with getting supplies.
More than anything, Shandon just really wanted to make sure that everybody in the community was safe. She, I don't think, would have been able to fare if she knew that somebody would have gotten sick in the shop.
Ultimately, she put every safety measure in check, reminders to wash your hands and sanitize, and here we are. And Alair was able to stay open, support the West Seattle community when they probably really needed it.
We had customers who have just been incredibly loyal, making purchases that they could because they felt like it mattered and the space was important to them. And Shandon really wanted to find a way to say thank you. And so she went through order by order to look for customers who had made multiple purchases and then hand delivered and shipped these Bowie mugs, all with handwritten notes saying thank you for being a big part of our community and helping to continue to keep us open. We have our color wall in the back, and it's always just been a really joyful gathering place. When the shutdown happened, we realized more than ever that that was a space that could be utilized for small gatherings. We've had baby showers, photo shoots, headshots, just a lot of things back there.
So everything that Shandon does here has been community minded, and it's not just, what can she do making business decisions for a Lair that's just going to be beneficial for the company. It's beneficial for the community. So it's bringing in the local people, it's partnering with the local restaurants. It's really about drawing upon more than just herself. It's drawing upon the community as a whole so that all of our lives are enriched here.
And with us in studio to receive the award is Shandon Graybeal, owner of Alair.
You guys, this is amazing. Thank you so much. We got when we were told that we were nominated, we were filling out everything. And, in the middle of this year, of all years especially, you're going through and you're doing, you're surviving every day and you're trying to do it in a way that you can be proud of and that you feel like you're being responsible. And then you sit and you start to do it all at once and talk about all at once what you did. And it gets pretty emotional when it's not, it seems the year was a lot more overwhelming than you remember sometimes. But really, this year was such a collective effort for everybody, for every single business that survived. Like, nobody did it on their own. It was such a community that pulled together to make sure that everybody came out of the other side of this okay. And all of the things that we've done all year have seemed like the tiniest thank you for all of the stuff that we get from the community. So thank you guys so much. This is amazing. All the winners, congratulations. Thank you to the Chamber. Thank you to West Seattle. Thank you to the amazing girls that work for me and to every single person that helped throughout this year. You guys are the best. I'm coming over here with you.
Yeah, come
this
on.
wasn't scripted.
Congratulations, Shandon. It's been a hard year and you've had some stiff competition. There were other nominees. These are the other nominees in the Business of the Year category. Our next category is Emerging Business of the Year, and this year's winner is Outer Space Seattle.
Not many great things came from this pandemic, but I think that it's kind of brought to light that childcare is an essential service. Can't get anything done if we're taking care of children. That is a job in itself.
To be recognized, given the tumultuousness of what we've gone through over the course of the last year and a half, has been intense, and it's exciting. It feels rewarding to know that we've stuck through this, not only for our families, but for the community as well.
So I have 2 kids and I live in West Seattle, and there was no indoor play spaces in West Seattle. So I would drive north, south, east, and even west, but we didn't have one here, and this is such a family neighborhood that we really needed one. And I wanted to make sure that it was accessible for kids of all abilities. So we opened Outer Space Seattle. So we were open for 2.5 months prior to the pandemic. We opened as a restaurant as well. So we had a cafe, we had our own menu, and we had a beer and wine license. So parents were coming in, drinking beer, ordering pizza while their kids were playing. So during the closure, we realized that we can reopen as a child care facility. We have this playground, we have our own ventilation, we're right on Elkai Beach, we can open our giant garage doors for fresh air. So we have kids in the morning and afternoon every day now, and they play on our playground, which we clean nightly. We run our vents, and we take them to the beach as much as we can. Remote learning isn't easy for most kids. You know, I think if you're older, it's easier. We had a lot of parents who were struggling, me included, getting their kids to participate in online learning. So we facilitated that here. We became a remote learning center. So we do have students who come here with their tablets and log into their classrooms and do their assignments. And it's much easier when we're the people helping them and not their parents. Now that school is reopened, we get kids coming in after they leave school, which is great because they still have a safe environment where parents can still get their work done.
We watched this place as we walked by since July, and then when we needed a little bit of help, we looked into it, and it was a perfect kind of situation where we could get some afternoon daycare consistently that allowed us, you know, both to go back to full-time work. It's a wonderful space, but it really stands out, like the quality of people that they have who work here.
Our son's been coming here since September, and it's been amazing. It's been a godsend, really. Just exactly what we needed. He loves it here. We had been doing virtual school for, I think, a couple weeks, and it was just rough on all of us. And we all needed it. He needed a place to go with other kids. We needed a place that we could send him for a little bit, and it was amazing. We feel like a family here, and we love the owners, all the kids, all the teachers.
We also had birthday parties planned for every weekend, kind of going into summer.
We were booked out for 6 or so months in advance. When the pandemic hit, we of course had to return deposit fees, and you know, everybody was devastated because this was such a great place to have a party, you know, 2 hours, just free for all. Now we're at a place where we are able to do that again. We want to keep that going, and yeah, we have openings, we want to keep booking, so please contact us.
It's just really important for kids to play and socialize. We see it when kids come in and they haven't socialized and they've been really isolated during this pandemic. They're just so thirsty for it. It makes me feel recognized by West Seattle, which is a place that I love so much. And it's just a really good feeling to know that well, it seems so alone in this pandemic, that we're not alone.
And with us in studio to receive the award are Caitlin Huertas and Jeannie Hammock, co-owners of Outer Space Seattle.
Thank you. Thank you so much to our community, to the West Seattle Chamber of Commerce, and a special thank you to our wonderful staff who love the children just like their own. It really, really means a lot to us.
Yes, thank you to the families who have stuck with us through this really difficult time. We couldn't have done this without you, and we are grateful and look forward to continuing to serve the fabulous and special kids of our West Seattle community.
Send your kids to outer space.
Yes.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, you two. These were the other nominees in the Emerging Business of the Year category. Our third category is Not-for-Profit of the Year. Congratulations to West Seattle Eagles, Aerie 2643.
This is West Seattle Eagles, Aerie 2643 of the Fraternal Order of Eagles. The Eagles itself is a fraternal organization. It was founded actually in Seattle in 1890s. Now it's an international organization with around 1,500 different Aeries. Aerie is an eagle's nest, so that's what we call our clubs. Then we've done a lot of charity fundraising, either in a local level or in a national level. We have major charities such as Cancer Research, Children's, Alzheimer's, as well as having a Diabetes Research Center. Then on a local level, each club is able to choose how they want to fundraise and for who they want to do it for, whether they want to send to a national level or if they want to do something for like any community project. As long as it's 501 Class C recognized charity, we can raise money for it. So since all of our people are volunteers, 100% of all monies that we raise to charities actually go directly to those charities. It's a big deal to me that we're able to actually direct our monies where they need to go. So we have a lot of members here that are in the food service industry. And back in March when we were shut down, we had a lot of cooks and bartenders and bar staff, restaurant staff that didn't have anything to do and asked if we could feed the community. And it ended up working out really well. We got a lot of community support as far as donations of food and monies to buy food and just to keep it rolling, because it was a 7-day week dinner that we were putting out for a couple hundred people a day. It started out just getting the word out to our members through our newsletter and through Facebook and other social media. And then other people put it out onto other groups in the community. West Seattle blog is a big help. The Junction Association is a huge help. And so, yeah, it started out with our members here. Then anybody that wanted dinner, come up, free of charge, obviously to go. We were able to continue that on for several months, well into July. And then when things started opening back up again, we had to shut down that as our people were getting to go back to work. Because, like I said, everybody here is a volunteer. people that helped from different restaurants, Ito's, Shadowland, West 5, I mean, all the way down the street, all the way down to Delridge, where people were, coming in asking if they could do a meal. Because we do have a wonderful kitchen that we're actually able to do larger events than some of the smaller kitchens that, bars would be able to do. So it ended up being a great thing, and just a lot of community support and help, and donations from Restaurant Depot and I believe the Food Bank, and people that had stuff available were able to contribute. In the long term, I'm sure we'll keep masks and sanitizer available for people that want it, even when it's no longer required. Then having the outdoor area is definitely the long-term thing that's going to be a big change. West Seattle's great. I've been here since '97. It does have its own island feel to it, especially now when they took the bridge down as well. There is a huge sense of community in West Seattle, and it's lovely. For us to be able to support so many different people and get support from all of them is, it's really nice to be noticed, and to get the word out that, we do what we do, and the more people that join and want to fundraise and be part of the community, it is nice to know that people recognize it and care about it, especially in West Seattle, it being so community-centered. And to have that feeling of we did a good job is great.
Madam President Gisela Grebe and Vice President Patrick Worth of the West Seattle Eagles are here today to receive the award. Congratulations, you two.
Thank you. And on behalf of the West Seattle Eagles, I'd like to thank the Chamber. I'd like to especially thank all of our volunteers. So we served over 14,000 free meals to those in need. Not only those in need, we also served to those that wanted to come up and donate. So thank you to the donors. And thank you. Thank you.
So thank you guys for all you do for the community and have done and continue to do for the community. Here are the other nominees in the not-for-profit category. Our final category is Westsider of the Year, and the winner this year is the inspiring Janice Young.
My parents opened Young's Restaurant in 1982, and I was born in 1981. I took it over, managing it 11 years. This is my baby. Getting to know people. So when you come in here, I give it my all, and I want to know you. What's your story? Thank you for coming in here. We have such a great community that is behind us, that loves us and support us. When we were closed, I was getting emails and texts and calls and notes and voicemails to make sure that we're okay. Phase one was takeout only, and it was a new model of business. What I did during the first month that it was just takeout, I was doing a lot of business through my Facebook. I was just on my social media platform. What can I get you? What can I do? Can I do delivery? I'm just trying to help my family. I'm very social. I'm very, very, very social. I love talking to people. And at that time, everybody had to keep to themselves, right? And so I used my platform to go to different businesses, do takeout. What I would do was I bought food, took pictures of it, tagged them, put the prices. At that time, I was doing my fitness journey as well. So I sent it to different families. And sometimes didn't even know I just showed up with it. I didn't know that people would appreciate that. And I didn't know if anybody would go to those restaurants. I wanted to just shine light to this restaurant is here. Let's support them. And a lot of the business owners I was talking to, they needed the support as well. Not just White Center, but West Seattle, all the surrounding communities. So I just did what I could.
Janice, during the pandemic, she went out to give what she can. It's in her character. It's in her character to be generous. It's in her character to be giving all the time.
At first, I didn't know if it would help or not, but people would message me and was like, okay, well, I'm gonna order that exact thing that you ordered. The thing about what I did that was kind of unique, I would never, ever say I had anything bad. It was always, this is the food, this is the price, this is where it's at. That's all I said. I'll connect with the business owner, ask them how they're doing. What do they need? Do they need sanitizer? Do they need masks? I get hand sanitizer and masks from the county and I distribute it. And sometimes I'll go to the business and I will do a walkthrough to tell them how they can improve on COVID stuff. So for like the menus, right? You touch it, you gotta throw it away. So use the QR codes. Yeah, some people don't like it, but we have to learn how to use it. We have to move forward with technology as well. But it's just about trying to save money and right now being together and how we can do smart business. That's how we're gonna make it through.
Yeah, she's just Janice. I mean, she walks in the room and people smile. It's what we need right now. She definitely turns people's frowns upside down.
I didn't know my platform would be this big and to attract that kind of attention. So I just thank you for embracing me and loving me. I've always said this since day one, we're better together, really. We just gotta help each other out. We gotta listen to each other. We have to have the dialogue. And listening to each other is the big key, is how we're gonna get through this together.
And Janice is with us in the studio to receive her award, along with her amazing mother, Ella.
Yay! Thank you. It's a beauty. Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate. I first and foremost would like to thank the Commerce for this recognition and the community, and just we're all sticking together. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Janice.
Thank you.
Here are the other nominees in the Westsider of the Year category. And that wraps up our awards presentation. Congrats again to all of our winners. Woo! Before we let you go back into the networking room, some of you would like to share a Sunspot. A special thank you to individuals or businesses that made weathering the storm last year a little bit brighter. Let's take a look. I would personally like to thank all of the West Seattle restaurant owners that have been more than just peers during this time frame, but really mental health counselors, sounding boards, and consultants for each other to help navigate these crazy times and figure out how we'd make it through this pandemic. I honestly cannot thank you enough for the friendship, partnership, and help you've provided. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jennifer Simnick of Jen's Realty at Remax Metro Realty. Just wanted to give a shout out to the West Seattle Eagles and congratulate you on your award through the West Seattle Chamber. I'm so happy I joined a couple years ago, and I'm so impressed with all the good things that we do there, especially during COVID. For the first several months, there were free meals every day. There's been food available for people for free in the parking lot, and always so many good things for people, great fundraising and sharing, and it's a nice place for people to go at a really affordable price, which oftentimes goes to help charities and stuff. So thanks so much, and congrats on your award. Congrats to everyone.
Hi, Debbie Kearns, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate and Chair of our Special Events Committee. I want to give a huge thank you to every single member of the Special Events Committee. In-person event people, you hung in there. We got creative. We rolled up our sleeves and learned how to do virtual events, had a great holiday event, tried to do outdoor movie, which we're going to do this year. And we provided support to one another during a very challenging year. Thanks to everybody.
Hi, it's Lauren Bergen, and I just wanted to send a big thank you to Alair gift shop for having free West Seattle deliveries during the COVID lockdown. It was such a day brightener. Those days that I opened my front door and saw the little white gift bag sitting on my doorstep with pink tissue paper peeking out. So thank you, Shandon, and your team for brightening some of those dark days this past year.
Hi everybody, this is Paul Prentice from Prentice Design. I wanted to give a shout out to Peel and Press for making this last year a little bit more bearable for my wife and I. Great food all the time, and they always wipe down my credit card. My credit card hasn't been this clean in years. Thanks, Peel and Press.
Hi, I'm Whitney Moore with the West Seattle Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to give a shout out to Anytime Fitness West Seattle for their supportive staff and their awesome monthly contests that they hold to keep you engaged with your fitness. And if you win, they donate to the charity of your choosing. So thank you for being awesome and giving back in our community.
Hi there, this is Pete Spalding with the Verity Credit Union. Just want to take a quick moment to give a shout out to the Board of Directors of the West Seattle Chamber of Commerce, who through thick and thin with their own business issues this year have stepped forward to make sure that our Chamber of Commerce is as strong as it ever has been. Thank you, one and all.
Sandy and I want to take this opportunity to recognize West Seattle Thriftway for the efforts they've made to help us weather the storm. The clip you're about to see demonstrates the actions and programs that they've taken to make sure that our patrons and employees were safe during this pandemic.
Thank you all for coming and celebrating with us today. Please feel free to continue chatting in the networking room. We will close that room promptly at 9:15. And don't forget to use those gift cards to help out those restaurants. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we look forward to networking with you shortly. Thank you.